everyone, and welcome to From Functionality to Implementation, Autodesk Docs, What's, How's, and Why's. My name is Juliana, and I work in marketing here at MicroCAD. And today's presenter is Julian Niño, our applications engineer. In today's session, we will focus on the most frequently asked questions about Autodesk Docs. As always, throughout the webinar, you can ask a question at any given point on the left-hand corner. You can ask Julian to revisit a step or ask any questions. This is your time, and we want you to make the most of it. And in the upper left-hand corner, you will find links to our social media and website. Also make sure to check our YouTube channel there. We post all of our webinars at the end, so you can share with colleagues or watch it on your own time. And without further ado, we'll pass it on to Julian. Hi, Juli.
Hi, Juliana. Thank you. And welcome everyone to this session on the frequently asked questions on Autodesk Docs. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Please let me know if you can see it.
Yep.
Alrighty. So in the last couple of months, and I will say around the last couple of 2 years, you have been hearing a lot of Autodesk Docs, right? And when it comes to Autodesk Docs, today we are bringing you one of the more frequently asked questions that we receive on a daily basis from our customers, and as well people interested in the in the software, people that have the software and are not aware of it. So we are going to start with kind of like something basic, right? And what is Autodesk Docs? So we received this type of question, and this is going to be one of the softwares that now we have available that is going to be that common data environment, right? Is going to be that place where we are going to be able to upload our documents. So it's going to be a centralized document management solution, and it's going to be kind of like that single source of truth for the life cycle of your project. So with Autodesk Docs, you're going to be able to simplify the collaboration and the data management across the construction of your projects. What is great about Autodesk Docs is that you can have it and stand alone, or as well is going to be included inside the subscriptions of Being Collaborate Pro, Being Collaborate, Autodesk Takeoff, Autodesk Build, right? And if you have an AC collection as well, you're going to have access to this software. In a minute, we are going to show it to you how it looks like. But so far, this is kind of like the main thing, right? What it is. The other question that we receive a lot is how Autodesk Docs work. So we are accustomed to use a lot of software that is going to be installed on our computer, but in the last couple of years, we are start to get familiar with programs that work on web browsers. So Autodesk Docs is going to be one of those programs, right? So it's going to be available from your web browser, from your mobile devices, right? And it's going to allow the users to upload, organize, and store the various types of documents, right, that you need for your project. From right there, you're going to have options to control your documents, to link, to share, and that is kind of like the essential of what we have when it comes to Autodesk Docs, right? Collaborate with people, work together seamlessly, and provide you that option to be really fast, really efficient. Now, what types of documents can be stored in Autodesk Docs? So most people, when asked this question, it says documents, right? But that question is also related to file types, right? So you can have a diverse file formats such as PDF, cut drawings, images, spreadsheets. So it doesn't matter if you have an Office type of software, right? Or if you use Google version of the software. So you can upload your spreadsheets and more. Now, what is great about the type of formats that you're going to be able to use is those file formats that come from Autodesk products, right? So you maybe are thinking about your Revit model. You're maybe thinking about your Navisworks files, your Civil, your DWG. So that platform is going to allow us to upload a bunch of different file formats. Now, I would like to share the following. So we have some different type of supported files, and those supported files are going to allow us to um, quickly see and know which type of formats we are going to be able to upload and share. So give me a second right here. I would like to change my screen so you can see the different type of file formats that you're going to be able to use. So inside of Autodesk Docs, we are going to have a help home menu. And right here, this is some of the file types that we are going to be able to share and support. So right here, you can see viewable files. So those are going to be right there from your browser, from your mobile device. But as well, at some point, probably you're going to upload a file and you're going to see maybe an issue. So there as well are some unsupported file formats that the platform is not going to allow. So if at any point you're uploading or having trouble with your files, remember the help home menu, the options that it comes with any out of the software has this feature, and you're going to be able to quickly look for those quick answers that you might. Now, let me go back right here to my presentation, and I'm going to go ahead. So next question that we receive, and this is fairly important for a lot of our customers, and as well, I'm is part of Autodesk policy to make sure that yes, so this is a priority. So is Autodesk Docs secure? So the security and the confidentiality of your user data is important for Autodesk. So it has an industry standard security measure that is going to protect your documents from any unauthorized access, right? So they always are going to ensure that all the data and all the information that you have is sensitive and is going to remain secure, meaning that unless you give permission to a user to have access to that information, all your files are going to be secure and protected. Next question that we currently receive is, can multiple users can collaborate in documents in Autodesk Docs? And regarding that is absolutely, this is kind of like the main feature of Autodesk Docs, right? It's intended and is designed for collaboration. So multiple users can simultaneously work on the same document, right? You can do real-time edits, real-time comments, markups, right? And the intended for this specific software is to have effective communication and collaboration within project teams. So if you're on different time zones, you're not going to have troubles getting issues, creating markups, or sharing any data. So yeah, so collaboration is the key when it comes to Autodesk Docs. Now, the integration. Can I integrate Autodesk Docs with other Autodesk software? And the answer is yes. So seamlessly, you're going to be able to use your Autodesk software. So it's going to be a unified ecosystem for project management. So if I'm working on AutoCAD and I need to share one of my drawings with someone else on my team, this integration is going to enhance the workflows that I have on my office, right? So I'm going to be able to access the project or documents from any Autodesk tool, right? And as well from the browser that is available right here. So the integration as well is key for Autodesk software and Autodesk products, which ties in into the next question that we receive a lot. How can I get started with Autodesk Docs? And as I mentioned at first, you either are going to have your Autodesk Docs as a standalone, right? Or you're going to have Autodesk Docs across different platforms, such as your architecture, engineering, and construction collection. You're going to have access to the software right there. If you and your team are working on a collaboration project and you have your license of Being Collaborate Pro or Being Collaborate, Autodesk Docs as well is included as part of that package. Autodesk Takeoff, if you and your team are into bidding, right, you need to um, create those estimations to perform accurate quantities for your project. Autodesk Docs is going to be as well part of that feature. And if you and your team are part of a build project, right? So if you are on that construction phase of your project, as well, Autodesk Docs is going to be part of that. Now, how do you get access or how you start with Autodesk Docs? So the first step will be, okay, me and my team, do we want to start collaboration? So either you can start with a standalone license, or if you already have your AC collection, you can go ahead to your Autodesk account and launch this software as it is. And it's going to ask you a couple of quick, easy questions, right, to fill up information on your company, and you can start right away. So tied into that, how we can start, let me bring you an example. So let me go ahead and change my screen right here. As it is right now, we have kind of like two main platforms for accessing Autodesk Docs. One is going to be part of the construction cloud. So ACC is going to give you access to Autodesk Docs. So you can start from right here. Or if you are a user that has been working with the previous name, which was to be BIM 360 Docs, the access will be across BIM 360, right? And in this case, it is named Document Management, but the platform is the same, the access is the same. There are some slight difference, but let me answer that question with the following ones that you have. So what is going to be that difference between Autodesk Docs and BIM 360 Docs? So while each offering or each web browser has the same common data environment features, so Autodesk Docs, which is this guy right here, you're going to notice that the layout is kind of like light blue, right? Autodesk Docs is going to support document management for projects in the Autodesk Construction Cloud platform, and BIM 360 Docs. So you can say is going to be this one with the dark blue layout, is going to support document management for projects on BIM 360 platform, right? If you are a subscriber of Docs, you're going to have access to both platforms. So you can see on both platforms, I have the same access to the same projects. But as well, uh, at some point, you're going to ask, okay, so the platforms are kind of like a little bit different, right? But is there a difference between BIM 360 Docs and Autodesk Docs? So functionality is similar at this time. So Autodesk Docs, part of the construction cloud, had some different roadmaps separate from BIM 360 Doc, which means that features and functionality on Docs are going to be part of the construction cloud platform, right? And at this point, it's not guaranteed that they are going to be added to BIM 360. So you might think, okay, so is Autodesk Construction Cloud kind of like the new product? And it could be the answer yes, is making that transition from BIM 360 to the Autodesk Construction Cloud, because this is a unified platform that is going to unite all the phases of your project, right? So as it is right now, functionality is the same. Maybe you're going to find some different type of products that you're not going to have access on BIM 360. but now the construction cloud is going to be the area where we want to work with. Now, another question that we receive when it comes to using this product is, does Autodesk Docs has unlimited cloud storage like BIM 360? And the answer is going to be yes. When you're a subscriber of Autodesk Docs, you're going to have unlimited storage on the Autodesk Construction Cloud. And it's important for you and your team that continue with the renewal of your product, right? That way, you're going to guarantee that you don't have any lapse of time where you don't have access to your projects, right? Now, something else that I like to mention is when you're using Autodesk Docs, and as well as any other cloud platform type of software, is that you're going to have some limitations and some requirements that are important for the software to work properly, right? So some of those limitations are related to the file name, right? Some limitations will be according to the number of subfolders that you're going to use on your platform, right? So let me go ahead and share some of those limitations with you. So right here, let me just go ahead and change my screen for a minute. And right here, so when it comes to Autodesk Docs, uh, yes, you're going to have unlimited storage, but some of the limitations are going to be the following. So you may try to have less than 10,000 files, right? A maximum level of subfolders, right? And maybe be limited to a file size. Uh, at this point, I will say some of the file sizes that you can get up to that, like 5 terabytes, could be some point cloud data, right? So if you're doing some scanning, um, maybe uploading a video that has all that size, right? So in those cases, you're going to be a little bit limited. Any other than that, you pretty much have unlimited storage. As long as you know how to manage your files, you're carefully counting the name and number of subfolders, that is going to be something that you can apply to your different projects. Now, on a day-to-day, we receive this question, and it's going to be related to the both platforms, to the ACC, which has Docs, and BIM 360, which has document management. And it's going to be, how will I know in which platform my project is on? And we can start with something like fairly simple, right? So one of them is going to be the color of your project, access when you go to the browser. Light blue is going to be Autodesk Construction Cloud, right? And you can see the web UI user interface is going to give us that light blue, right? BIM 360, the UI is going to be that dark blue banner, right? So that is kind of like the main difference. Now, something that you're going to notice on both platforms is a small icon on the UI. So to give you an example right here from BIM 360, I have two projects, right? And the platform for the Autodesk Construction Cloud, you're going to notice is kind of like a small world, right? And projects within the BIM 360 platform UI are going to have the V. So I'm going to give you an example accessing one of those projects. So the one with the V, you're going to see that starts to load out. Oh, it just kicked me. So let me quickly log in. And let me go back to document management. So the one with the V. So you're going to see right away the users and access to document management. Remember, dark banner is the key to access your project. And the V is going to look right there on your browser, right? On any of your folder types. So in this case, this demo that I have is an empty project just to show you how can I know in which platform my project is on. Now, I'm going to go to the other one, Construction Cloud, Light Banner. And right here, notice just the difference. On the other UI, it's a platform. On this UI, it's going to say type. So the small world, I'm going to click on that project. And you're going to notice right here, the UI, light blue, right? And access to your files and documents. So that is one of the easiest way to notice in which platform your project is. Now, next question that we do receive is, can I provide license to my consultants? And the answer is yes, you can provide license to your consultants. Now, however, that is going to be from your pool of license, right? So this is a dialogue that you need to have with your consultants, and you need to be aware that that license that you provide to them, they are going to be able to use it to access any project, right? So by any project, I mean projects from other companies as well, not only the project that you have shared and invite them. Now, something else that you need to have in mind when you're sharing a license to your consultants is that you can only share it from ACC, Autodesk Construction Cloud projects, because they'll need to have entitled services in their account, right? So you need to invite them to the project, right? And as well, make sure that they have the license assigned. Now, from BIM 360 document management, you can invite them to the project only as users. So this is a dialogue that you need to have with your consultants if they are going to be on the long run on your project. Some of the suggestions that we have received, something that some of our own customers have tell us is, okay, maybe they might need to get their own license, right? Uh, these licenses are subscription based. They are single user, right? So at that point, you need to have that conversation with your consultants. Now, how do I give file access to a consultant who does not have a subscription to Autodesk Docs? So let me take you to the software. So if you know that your user, right, uh, requires to access your project, there's a couple of options, right? If they do not have a subscription, there is an option to public share a link, right? And that public share link is going to be generated and is going to allow that external people to the collaboration on this project have access to it. Now, where I can find it from Autodesk Docs, notice right here on the right side, we have the settings. We are going to click right there, and then we are going to hit advanced settings. Now, right here, we have a couple of options. And one of those is going to be public links to sheets and files. So from this area on the right side, first you need to make sure that that option is enabled. So if some of your consultants do not have a subscription to Docs, to Bing Collaborate, to work on your project, right? But you still need to share information with them, and they still in the process to acquiring the license, or maybe they are not intended to acquire the license, they just need to quickly work on a file and that's it. So from this settings advanced features, you can go ahead and turn on the public link to share your sheets and files. So this is a really cool feature, right? Because sometimes maybe we only have consultants and contractors that need to take a look at one file and that's it. So this will be the area where we can share those files. Now, where I can share them, I can go back to my files, right? And just like that, I'm going to be able to select the options to share, right? And when we have the public link option, it's as simple as hitting the link, right? and everyone that have access to that link are going to be able to see it. So right here as well, you can select anyone with the link. If we didn't have that version enabled, you will see that option grayed out. So only people that has been invited to your project can have access to it. Now, that is the ACC. Let's go and take a look of BIM document management or BIM 360. Now, right here is going to be a little bit different. Instead of settings right here from the main page, we need to go to the project admin settings. So right there, you can go to the top left, hit project admin. After that, you're going to have some features and settings that you can modify. So from right here, you're going to hit your advanced settings. So it's just a different location, right? Different UI. And from right here as well, take a look. You can disable or enable the public links to share with your consultants. So this is a really great feature that is implemented on both platforms. And if at any point someone part of your team doesn't have a subscription, this could be the way to share your files and documents. Now, they are going to be some legacy users that used to have uh, the product that is named BIM 360 Docs. So basically, what is going to happen if I have a current subscription for BIM 360 Docs? So if you have an existing subscription of BIM 360 Docs, basically that subscription is going to be automatically upgraded to Autodesk Docs on a one-to-one rate, meaning that if you have 10 seats, 10 seats are going to be updated, right? So there are no promotions, they are not any discounts. Everything is going to be on a one-to-one rate. Now, there's also a question that a lot of users have been working with BIM 360 Docs, right? And the question is, can I migrate my existing projects from BIM 360 to the Autodesk Construction Cloud projects? And the tool as it is right now is available. So BIM 360 is available at the same time with ACC Docs, right? So we will recommend that you can continue working on your projects, right? But if the project at some point needs to be transferred or created to the Autodesk Construction Cloud, uh, you have the option to download your data manually and re-upload it if desired, right? So at this point, it is not needed or forced on any users to move or translate the data from BIM 360 to ACC, right? Unless you want to take advantage of some of the products of the construction cloud, right? So maybe an integration with Build, an integration with Takeoff, right? If you're not going to be using those features, so you can still maintain your files on BIM 360. Now, there's also a question that you may hear about. So there's an option to have tokens, right, on your Autodesk services. So how tokens work is that basically you can go ahead and purchase a set of tokens that you're going to be able to use on your particular software, such as AutoCAD, Inventor, Revit. Now, there's also a feature that is going to apply for tokens in Docs. So how will tokens for Docs services be charged? So if you have purchased a set of tokens, these are going to be charged daily. So if you're going to be using BIM 360 Docs, Autodesk Docs, they are going to be charged on a rate once per user. So if one of your users is having access or require access to the software, so they are going to be charged on a daily, right? And it it is okay if you use either Docs or Autodesk Docs. So the charge is going to be on the token rate once per day per user. Now, if you have unlimited access to BIM 360 Docs, you will have unlimited access to BIM 360 to Autodesk Docs as well. So at the same token rate. So if you're wondering, okay, this token option will be something that I might be interested in, so you can get in contact with one of our sales rep as well. You can go ahead and ask us any questions related on those uses, because most of the time tokens are going to be used for those employees, those team members that they need basic access, maybe not on a daily basis, maybe every 2 months, every 3 months, maybe someone that is doing an internship, right? So it's better to take a look on each customer need and requirements before going to the tokens decision, right? Maybe at some point it's even better to have a seat of docs, right? Or if you have an AC seat, see the option if that is something that you may be interested. But this pretty much resumes all the questions that we have commonly received from our customers. And as well, you can find some of these on the frequently asked questions from the doc side on out of this side. But any further ado, that's everything on my end. Um, I want to know if someone else have additional questions that they would like to ask.
Thank you, Leanne, for that wonderful presentation. And yeah, as he mentioned, you can ask a question on the left hand corner. Also, if you want to learn any of these topics in detail, you can always take a custom training with Julian or someone else on our team. We also offer group classes online. Um, and we have a coming up next on June 8th. Why are users choosing Inventor over SolidWorks at 1 p.m. Eastern Time? And then on June 15th, we have three interoperability tasks between AutoCAD and Revit. And then on June 22nd, we have what's new in Civil 3D 2024. So yeah, I don't know if you have any questions, but if you don't, thank you so much everyone for attending. Be sure to be checking the MicroCAD website for future webinars. And this concludes our webinar today. Thank you, Huli, and
Thank
thank
you,
you
everyone.
everyone.